It's the Odd Drunk Podcast, a very strange podcast, the drunkest show in the world. It's Jackson and Colton talking out of their ass. We don't care as long as drinks are poured. Sometimes we have our friends here. We will talk about anything. We don't care as long as we have beer. And if you let that whiskey ring. The Odd Drunk Podcast.
It's a pretty cool shirt you're wearing there, Jackson.
Thank you. I also think it's a pretty cool shirt.
I like the image on it. I'm not sure.
It's an image.
Yeah.
You're not sure you should say it?
Yeah.
That's a lot of pins you have there, by the way. Like a lot of the
yeah.
same pin.
Yeah, do you want one?
Sure, I'll take one.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome back to the Odd Drunk Pod, everybody. Is it cooler to say Odd Drunk Pod, just shorten it? Or no, welcome to the Odd Drunk Podcast, the most official drunk podcast out there. Not really. There's a lot of...
I saw Corridor Crew did a video messing around with an AI voice changer that's really advanced. And I thought it would be really funny one of these days to use something like that and just record the podcast as different people.
That would be fun. Hey, maybe in the future. But forget about it. Or
record a podcast, and then I'll go through the painstaking process of typing it all out into a text-to-speech. The whole transcript.
Well, of course, you could write the script beforehand.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't be organic, would it?
Yeah.
Unless we got drunk together and wrote a document.
Let us know, everyone, if you want us to release a completely text-to-speech episode.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we're back with the Odd Drunk Podcast. Jackson and Colton here. And we are going to be talking, once again, all about conspiracies.
Yep. It's conspiracies.
It's Conspiracy Week.
Electric Boogaloo.
If we title that, I think that should be sacred. That should only be with Dad Rock.
Yeah, but it does never get old.
It never. Yeah. But we covered conspiracies a long ass time ago, like within the first month or couple months of our podcast.
Yeah,
something like that.
I think it was after we had upgraded to the 8-track.
It was, yeah.
From the single microphone plugged straight into the laptop.
Yeah, I think we have upgraded by that point. Just so I can
for a while there, if our viewers didn't know, we recorded the podcast on an 8-track.
Yep.
8-track with a couple microphones plugged in.
Analog.
Yeah.
Well, sort of.
Actually, it wasn't. It was a digital.
It's digital, but it's more analog than recording straight to the computer through a nice mixer that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're all modern now, like sellouts. That's what we are.
I wish. No. So, yeah, we talked about last time Crazy Conspiracies, episode 14.
Wow.
And
little baby episode.
I don't remember exactly that is a baby episode. And if you're new to us and if you want to check out our old episodes, you can find all of that with our Linktree. But if you're here listening to it, you're on a platform.
Yeah.
So either way, you'll find it. You'll find it where you are. Episode 14. And if you want more episodes, new ones, actually, like new good ones or bad ones, either way, they're new. You follow us on whatever platform you prefer.
Instagram's probably the best one.
Instagram's the best, but if you whatever podcast, platform,
yeah, do that.
Just to simplify it, Instagram's kind of like our middleman,
Yeah.
So if you want to take out the middleman, but if you want that sweet, juicy Instagram content, go follow that, and you'll have yourself a good time. But if you comment on any of my posts saying I want an iPhone 13 for the 1,000th time, I will block you. Okay?
What?
We've been getting, every once in a while, we'll get a comment from obviously a bot that's saying we won as the Odd Drunk Podcast.
Oh.
And not iPhone 13.
Right. Okay.
And I'm like, I know Colton wouldn't want it.
We've gotten a few comments on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah. Nobody watches
I didn't know we had YouTube.
I just have it set up so when I upload through Podbean, it automatically uploads to YouTube.
Did they shit on us or something?
No, they said nice one.
That's good.
They were good comments, and they weren't spam comments either.
Oh, they were real.
Yeah, they were someone like saying just nice one.
That's just
if you look at our YouTube though, most of them are like 1-2 views.
Well, yeah,
and also not every episode ends up on YouTube because I don't.
It just doesn't always.
It's just
work out.
automated through
Also,
Podbean. And
who listens to a podcast on YouTube?
Yeah,
Let's be real.
only reason
unless it has a visual content, which we don't.
No,
we do not have the time nor the effort to do that.
Yeah, at one point I did for one episode make a thumbnail, but I immediately gave up on doing
like
that.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
For our episode on Cyberpunk.
Oh, I do remember that.
That was for that, and then I immediately gave up on doing that.
But honestly, we are an audio-only podcast. I've had some people talk to me say, "Oh, why don't you do video?" It's like
because it's a lot of work.
That is way more. For one,
a lot of work.
It is not as simple as just putting a camera in front of us and just saying, "All right, go, camera."
Like
no,
first of all, we'd have to buy equipment.
Yes.
We're 2 people and we don't have the optimal setup to film with only one camera.
No, that ain't happening.
We would need like a camera for each of us. And then like I do the editing. I would have to, how long would it take me to edit it so the camera angle switches back and forth between us? Sounds like
Hours.
a nightmare.
Yeah. And we don't have our own editor.
And we don't get paid for this show.
No. Maybe one day, you know.
If you're a long-time listener, you might remember occasionally episodes where we say, "Oh, this is the beer that I just had in the fridge," because I'm broke.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, we're drinking some stuff today. One of which was the beer that I just had in the fridge.
Here's a classic,
which is a Coors Banquet.
Can't go wrong.
Also some gin with some gin and juice.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad. Usually I try to get a beer or something that fits the episode, but I just brought what I had.
Yeah.
I not that I can't afford it. I just really didn't feel like going to the liquor store just for today.
I didn't either.
To be honest. And I've had a busy day, and I just want to chill, lay back, and just talk some shit about some conspiracies. Because that's what we're talking. And yeah, sorry. Don't want to get ahead of myself. We've had this on the show before, on a couple episodes probably. I've got Meadery of the Rockies medium sweet honey wine, which is another word for mead. Essentially.
Yeah, it's good shit.
It is good.
It's my go-to mead.
So good you can drink it straight from the bottle.
Yeah, it's not, it's not like the best, most special mead I've ever had, but it's really solid.
Just solid, just like...
So sometimes meads...
It's not trying anything weird or special.
Meaderies sometimes try to do weird shit, adding hops and stuff like that. And
there was one I had...
It's not always good.
There's one that we tried together, the Viking Blood. I think that's how it's pronounced. And I forgot where it's from, but it had hops and eucalyptus, I think, as well.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was pretty good.
I like that one, but I also had a hopped mead a while back that I thought was nasty. It was
I mean, if
weird
you go too hard on that kind of ruins the flavor of it.
The combination of the sweetness and the hops all together, like it was just weird tasting. But a good old plain mead. Meadery of the Rockies has is it blackberry?
Yeah,
blackberry mead. That's a good one.
I do like getting that one as well.
Anyway. I would talk about the gin I have, but it's all the way up there, the bottle, and I don't want to get it. It's a Japanese gin.
Well, Colton, have you ever heard that oxygen?
I have heard
is an hallucinogen.
I've heard of oxygen. And
have you heard of its hallucinogenic properties?
No. I've heard of its of its breathing properties.
Well, it's not just for breathing. In fact,
It's flammable. It's very flammable.
It is flammable. That is true. Not a conspiracy that is
Or
flammable. Or is it?
combustible, not flammable. I think there's a difference.
Yeah, gases are combustible and liquids flammable. Technically,
We're a smart podcast.
science nerds.
We don't only get drunk and
You should call us the
and rant about movies.
You should call us the scientific. I can't even come up with a good thing for it. The scientific, awesome, smart, and academic podcast platform. We're a platform now. We're not just a show.
What's the what?
We're the
Scientific, academic,
We're the-
smart.
sassy, scientific,
Oh,
academic, smart, super young. Right now, not really. We're getting older. We're always good. The scientific, awesome, smart, super young podcast,
sassy.
sassy podcast.
Oh, I thought the
That's what-
podcast part would also be abbreviated. So it'd
Oh,
just
so
be
sassy,
sassy.
Yeah, we're smart. Anyways, there's a conspiracy. This one, I thought it would be a good segue because I just thought about it, and there's really nothing to it aside from the fact that I guess some people, at least I've seen on Reddit and I've seen online, that oxygen is actually an hallucinogen, and our whole reality is based off of breathing oxygen. And once we lack oxygen, i.e., when we die, reality's gone. We cease because we're not.
We would. It is true. It is true that we probably
And
would.
you can't prove
We probably do cease to experience reality
when we
die.
lack oxygen.
Um.
But you don't only die from just lacking oxygen, though.
Yeah. there's-
But I guess the idea is that,
Other
like,
reasons.
once you stop breathing it, so whatever causes you to die, you're going to stop breathing oxygen in.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the idea. And this kind of goes along with a lot of big, like, scope reality theories. I mean, really, it's a philosophical argument, like the brain in the jar.
Yeah.
We can't prove that we're not.
I like the brain in the jar.
But, you know, Descartes said,
experiment,
I think, therefore I am, and that's all that really matters.
Descartes went a lot further than
He went further than that, but just to sum it up for our listeners. And I don't feel like-
Here's a fun thing about Descartes.
Yeah, what's that?
So the thing, cogito ergo sum, I think therefore am, he used that statement in one of his early writings, but when he actually wrote his main epistemological work on the cogito, which is the
Sounds like a cookie.
the mind, the I think type of thing, he avoided using that phrase, I think therefore I am,
Oh.
because it's an argument.
That is an argument, not a conclusion.
It's an argument, and part of his whole thing is that, like, what if a devil is deceiving us, and we can't rely on that? Like, Descartes was fun. There is a theory among some people that, speaking of theories, that because he did go on after the I think therefore I am to prove and hit through his logic that we can rely on on the reality existing.
Well, I don't believe it.
There are people who think that he never really actually believed his own arguments on that because he never got past the cogito ergo sum. He never really got past, like, that's the only thing I can know.
Well, thanks for that brief history lesson, Colton.
Yeah.
History nerd. But either way, yeah, the whole, like, brain in the jar theory, matrix simulation, that we can't prove that we're not in a simulation, or that simply our brain is being poked around, which is giving us our perceptions of reality and feelings and everything. And really, there isn't proving that or not proving it, really, because it's kind of, people could argue against it, but could they give a actual answer that it's not a thing?
A lot of philosophers nowadays will say basically that we just can't set our standards for knowledge that high.
Exactly.
Because it creates this problem where we just can't go past that.
No, exactly.
It makes everything pointless.
Yep.
I mean, the Brain in the Jar story is a fun story, but I don't know. I think it was maybe Immanuel Kant. I could be mistaken.
I think it was Kant, but
no. He didn't do the Brain in the Jar, but he
had a similar.
He basically said, I think this is Kant. I could be mistaken. That we don't know that this reality is real, but it's the reality we're experiencing. And until we experience another reality, it's probably the reality that we should go along with. So
No, yeah,
like
we should definitely go along with it.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
it kind of solves the problem by
I'm not saying
saying
you should say this may not be the true reality, so fuck it, I'm gonna.
Yeah, well, it's kind of solves the problem by if someone says this reality might be real, and then I just go, so it's the one I'm experiencing,
as we know so far.
Yeah,
or
as soon as you show me. As soon as I experience another reality, then I'll go with that.
I actually, and we're going to do a little quiz here to set up a baseline.
Mm-hmm.
It's from the Washington Post, not the Huffington Post. Sorry, Washington Post. I want to get you confused.
I'm sure someone at the Washington Post who is listening right now, because they definitely listen to our podcast.
I'm sure.
And take us into account.
At least an
when
intern.
they write all of their articles is probably very offended that we confused them with the Huffington Post.
But, I guess I'll save that one for later. I saw this conspiracy theory on TikTok that we actually all died in 2012. That 2012 did happen.
Oh yeah,
and we're simply
I
living.
think I've heard that.
We're living in our dream.
Yeah, there's another.
The last remaining moments of our life have been expanded into decades.
There was another theory floating around a couple years back that
wild stuff.
Because the calendar shifts over long periods of time because it's not perfect, that 2012 was actually 2021
and
or something like that.
As far as I know, we didn't all die in 2021. We're here.
Yeah.
Unless we're
also
in a dream.
The calendar did not shift that far. I learned my history professor it was on March.
The one I like?
Dr. Martin.
Okay.
Yeah. And this was on March 1st, and this was on March 10th. So we had a final or a midterm due that night. It was the 10th or the 11th. And he says to us in class, today is actually because of natural shift in the calendar since it was implemented. Today is technically March 1st. The calendar is 10 or 11 days off the actual solar year. So naturally, we were like, does that mean we can have an extra 10 days on our midterm? He gave us a couple extra days.
Oh, nice.
Because we were smart asses. He was like, you got me there.
But anyways, so yeah, we got a quiz here, and it looks like it's the Washington Post, a lot of political stuff, but it's basically we're going to set up a baseline. How much are we, the Odd Drunk Podcast, believe in conspiracies? And because media, fake news, misinformation, social media is spreading misinformation all the time, and there's all kinds of conspiracies. There's some conspiracies out there that some people don't even label or think of as a conspiracy, and that's the scary part.
Yeah.
Because when we say something is a conspiracy theory, that means we don't believe in it.
Yeah.
Someone that actually believes in, let's say, flat Earth, which we're going to get into,
they're
not going to say, oh, yeah, I believe in the conspiracy theory of flat Earth. No, they're going to say, the Earth's flat.
Yeah.
And there's a really fun new flat Earth theory that I'm going to talk about later. But anyways, so just a little preamble here. And just because we're college students and we cite our sources, yes, this is from the Washington Post by David Byler and Yan Wu. And it's, will you fall into the conspiracy theory rabbit hole? Take our quiz and find out. Okay, we will find out. So just a little preamble here. team of researchers recently showed several thousand Americans a list of 20 common conspiracy theories and asked if they believe them. These include false conspiracy theories about JFK assassination, 5G cellular wireless technology. Oh, that's a big one now. Barack Obama's birth certificate. Oh, my God. Don't you get me started on that. COVID-19 and climate change. The result, 9 in 10 Americans believed in at least one conspiracy theory.
I hope this quiz, because it gives us options here. I hope it tells us afterwards how.
No,
many
I hope
people
it does
click
tell
on
us,
these
or it's not.
answers.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
So, anyways, can you tell fact from fiction, or will you fall down the rabbit hole? Let's find out.
Okay.
So let's get started.
Let's go through this and talk about these.
Which of the statements below is true? Jeffrey Epstein, the billionaire accused of running an elite sex trafficking ring, was murdered to cover up the activities of the criminal network. Okay, but we know. But let's go on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
President John F. Kennedy was killed by a conspiracy rather than a lone gunman. That is a big one, that actually the government had him killed, or it was the mafia. Or okay. The FBI kept tabs on civil rights leaders such as Martin Luther King Jr. attempting to find compromising information damaging his reputation. That's actually true. That's there you go.
This is a document from the FBI.
It's very true. I remember
Cesar Chavez.
Oh, I learned about it in our class.
For those listening, I'm studying Cesar Chavez for my senior project, and I have a document pulled
so
up
I'm
right here.
pretty damn sure that's the true one, because I literally took a whole semester of a racism history class.
Yeah, and I literally have a document from the FBI on keeping tabs on a civil rights leader.
The FBI does do
right
that.
Here. We are looking at it.
They will keep tabs on any
subject,
civil rights
communist
leader.
infiltration of the National Farm Workers Association, Delano, California.
And then, anyways,
Yeah.
the final one. Regardless of who is officially in charge of the government and other organizations, there's a single group of people who secretly control events and rule the world together. Illuminati much?
Yeah.
But we know the true one, and if we're wrong, my whole life is going to change, because I'm going to be like, I was told lies. Like, that must be fake.
I'm going to be like, yeah, all these
These actual documents.
FBI released documents are also fake.
So the FBI kept tab. We got it right.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad our education paid off.
I mean, there's going to be ones here that we think might be plausible, but we aren't willing to say for sure. Like, we don't know.
Right. I mean,
the whole thing with, like, honestly, with Epstein.
Plausible.
It's plausible.
Very plausible he
but
was
I
murdered.
am unwilling to say that I for sure believe
But
it.
we're having fun here.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but anyways, nice job. According to the King Institute at Stanford University, FBI wiretapped King and attempted to discredit King, standing among financial supporters, church leaders, government officials, and the media. Yes. Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it shows the percentage of people who believe okay, so 50% that answered believe Epstein didn't kill himself. 44% believe JFK was killed by a conspiracy, and 35% believe one secret group controls the world.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see how those numbers add up, but okay.
What do you mean? They don't have to add up. 50%
True.
means believe Epstein kills himself means the other 50% did not believe that.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't know.
I you had a little brain fart, I think that's all.
Well, because whatever. Okay, partisanship. This is the second question. Political. Partisanship plays a role in what people believe. Both Republicans and Democrats are prone to believe conspiracy theories that make the other party look bad. Can you pick the true statement, or will you be blinded by party loyalty? No, I'm independent. Okay. So Republicans cheated their way to win the 2000, 2004, 2016 presidential elections. So basically every recent Republican.
This is the second question. 2 questions so far. I already know the answer because I've studied it.
I think I know what the answer
I've
is.
studied
I think it's the
this specific thing.
third one.
Yes, it's the third one.
Yeah.
It's
well, anyways,
absolutely
the
third
second one, Hillary Clinton conspired to provide Russia with nuclear materials. She was in no position. Okay. During Ronald Reagan's presidency, this is a true one.
Yeah.
Government officials secretly and illegally sold weapons to Iran and used the money to fund Nicaraguan revolution. Iran-Contra. Ever heard of it?
Contra
About it? Yeah. That's real.
I have a book right there. That top book on the next to Zin down there has a whole chapter on it.
There you go. And then the last one, Barack Obama faked his citizenship to become president. Absolutely not true.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here.
Definitely the Reagan.
So we're doing good so far. We know our history.
But we've also both questions so far have had things that we've personally studied.
That's true.
So
not everyone.
Yeah, it's
You know. But still, I feel good about myself. I feel good
Yeah,
I feel good about myself. So yeah, the Iran-Contra affair. So percentage of people who believe the conspiracy that Republicans stole elections, 27%. Clinton gave nuclear material to Russia, 28%, and Obama faked his birth certificate, 20%. That's still a pretty large number.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't need to see the conspiracy formula.
We'll link this quiz to.
Yeah. So you can.
Conspiracy theorists commonly seize on subjects that most people have little expertise in, such as health and science, and therefore cannot easily be debunked. Half of Americans believe one of the claims in the list below, but only one is backed by evidence. The dangers of genetically modified foods are being hidden from the public. The U.S. government secretly disposed of Americans with LSD in an attempt to develop mind control technology.
I think that's the one.
Is that MK Ultra?
That's MK Ultra.
The AIDS virus was created and spread around the world on purpose by a secret organization. The coronavirus was purposely created and released by a powerful set of powerful people as part of a conspiracy.
Okay, this last one. Now, the powerful people bit, I don't really know what they mean there. Okay. But
sometimes conspiracy theories keep stuff very vague.
You know, they're
to latch on to your curiosity.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
But there is theories and evidence that, shows that it might have been created in Wuhan, China.
Yep, we're not,
but
we're not sure though.
We're not sure,
even if it was created there, if it was released on purpose.
Yeah, if it was released on purpose
we don't
or not.
know that.
Now, I'm not saying that's not plausible, but I'm not saying I believe it. Like
we just don't know. I've
anyone,
not seen evidence.
For anyone that actually does believe in that, I do think it could be plausible. But you're an idiot. No, just kidding. Anyways, it's U.S.
Well, no, I'm going to throw this out here. There's a lot of conspiracy theories that if you get into like how people think and epistemology and things, just because you believe in a conspiracy that doesn't make you stupid.
No, yeah, I'm just getting drunk.
Yeah.
But the answer is the U.S. government secretly dosed Americans with LSD, specifically the CIA.
Yeah.
The CIA
they've done some shady
really
shit.
fucked up, to be honest. Yeah.
MK Ultra.
In literally in like the 60s? 50s and 60s?
50s and 60s, I believe.
For mind control.
I should talk to my
I forgot like the
fellow history student, Justin, who is doing a project related to this.
That's awesome. Yeah. I wish I was doing a project
he's
on
doing
that.
it on specifically magic mushrooms, but he got in his research, he got into MK Ultra a bit.
Nice.
So
correct. Yeah, the operation was called MK Ultra, and it ended in the 70s. Because so many people were doing LSD.
The CIA did shady stuff.
Yeah, you're not a conspiracy theorist if you think they do shady stuff.
Yeah. Admitting that the government doesn't tell us everything is not conspiracy.
No, and honestly, the fact that we only know so little of what the government's actually done is even the scarier part. Let's be real.
Definitely.
Okay, number 4. Some conspiracy theories are like astrology, entertaining nonsense. Sorry, astrologists. That ultimately doesn't hurt anyone. Okay, good. But some are bizarre, sinister, or downright offensive. Which of these statements, if any? Is this a trick? Do we not click? Oh, none of the above. Okay. So school shootings such as those in Newtown, Connecticut, and Parkland, Florida are false flag. No. Absolutely not.
I've heard of all of these, and none of them I've heard compelling evidence.
This is, Alex Jones, the turning the frogs gay shit.
Yeah.
And he literally proposed that theory and was sued by the parents of the Newtown, Connecticut shooting.
Yeah, because it's a
And
sensitive
it's
topic.
Yeah.
People died.
Okay, number 2. Speaking of that,
I shouldn't have laughed after I said people died.
we laugh at everything. You know what kind of people we are. Good people, I think. I don't know. We get drunk. The number of Jews killed by the Nazis during World War II has been exaggerated on purpose. No, that's not fucking true.
That's Nazi sympathizer
God
shit.
damn.
Yeah.
Fuck Nazis. Okay, get out of here.
That's Nazi sympathizer shit, and I could get a lot. I'm not going to go more into it.
Well, yeah. Okay, satanic sex traffickers control the government.
No, that's QAnon. That's literally QAnon.
That is QAnon. That's QAnon right there, the whole blood thing.
They're super into that theory.
Now, do I think there is satanic sex traffickers? Sure. But do they control the government?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they probably exist somewhere, but not in the government.
Unfortunately, well, I've looked into the deep web and shit. They exist.
Yeah.
But they don't control the government. Look, get out of here.
People do weird shit.
There's bad. There is bad people out there.
Option number 4, none of the above.
None of the above. Good. Okay.
Oh, good.
So luckily, a lower percentage of Americans actually believed in these ones.
Oh yeah, I'm glad to see
17,
that.
15, and 14.
I'd be concerned if one of these had like a 75%. I'd be like,
God,
holy shit.
Okay, let's try another one. Which of these 3 statements below is true? The U.S. government knew hundreds of black men in Alabama. Oh God, this one. Oh, unfortunately, is.
Yeah.
This is okay. We're gonna get into fun stuff after this. You can blame the Washington Post on this.
These are conspiracy theories that are
They're not fun.
These aren't fun ones. These are.
So the U.S. government knew hundreds of black men in Alabama had syphilis, but told them they had bad blood and withheld treatment as part of a medical experiment. President Donald Trump faked having COVID-19 in order to help his chances of re-election.
I've not heard of that one before.
I haven't heard of that one, but I don't really see how that makes sense.
It doesn't. I think that's ridiculous.
Why would that help him in re-election?
Yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
In fact, most of his supporters don't believe. Well,
to
okay,
make him more sympathetic,
a lot of his
maybe?
supporters don't believe COVID-19 even exists. So him having it shows that it exists. So I don't see how that would give him re-election.
It would make more sense for him to try to cover it up.
Yeah, if he tried to cover it up, yeah,
he didn't cover it up.
No, admittedly, he didn't. Well, because he is old, just like our current president, who's even the oldest.
Yeah,
Biden. Don't get me started. But Donald Trump colluded with Russians to steal presidency in 2016. Now, this last one, I know people personally that believe in this.
I think there's not enough evidence. I think it's not impossible, but I think there's not enough evidence.
Yeah, I mean,
I would like to believe it, but I've never been completely convinced of it because
yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways,
we have some hearsay, circumstantial stuff, but that's it.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. But that one is one a lot. I bet there's gonna be
it's really sad
good
that
percentage on
that the one that's true is the most fucked up one.
The one that's true literally is basically. Yeah, the government conducted an experiment where they deliberately gave the Tuskegee experiment. Yeah, they gave black men syphilis.
Yeah, it's really
not that they knew that they had it and they didn't give them treatment. They actually gave them it as an experiment. Well, anyway, that's unfortunately that is real. So
this last one,
37% believe Trump colluded with Russians. I hate to tell you, that's the leftists, the liberals.
I'm gonna say spoiler here. This last one, it's the one I'm least sure about the answer, but I think.
All right, let's see.
I know which one it is.
Conspiracy theories often help powerful people, sometimes by putting other powerful people in the crosshairs, or by playing on prejudices. Which of these statements is correct? The powerful family, the Rothschilds, through their wealth, controls governments, wars, and many countries' economies. There's a deep state embedded in the government that operates in secret and without oversight. I mean, technically, I guess we can't really prove that. Mm-hmm. And then number 3, fossil fuel companies like Exxon knew about climate change for decades, but spread misinformation about the issue to deflect blame and influence environmental
The last
policy.
one sounds very plausible.
I want to say it's the last one.
I don't know, though, because I don't think it's the middle one.
Because there has been evidence.
The middle one, the language sounds conspiracy.
Well, the EPA started up in the 70s. I mean, there's been evidence for climate change for decades now.
George Bush Sr. ran as an environmental president. In the 90s.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
that's
a lot of people
one
don't
thing
mention
people don't realize
forget,
now.
yeah.
People forget Republicans haven't always been like anti-environmental. That's a very recent thing.
Yeah.
In fact, it's really not in line with like core Republican values in any way.
Yeah.
Bush Sr. ran as an environmental president the same way that Clinton did.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes. Exxon and Shell knew about climate change in the 1980s. I knew it. And some fossil fuel companies have fought to obscure climate science. Their efforts have paid off. 2 in 10 Americans think global warming is a hoax. God. And 43% of Americans that took this quiz believe there's a deep state. And you know what?
Yeah.
I can't say there isn't. I mean, I can't prove there isn't.
There are things
who
on
the
this
fuck
list
knows?
where I'm like, I don't know if this isn't true.
But I do feel
But
good.
I've never heard any compelling evidence, though.
We aced this quiz. We got 100%.
Yeah.
Man.
I feel good
First
about
100% wild to
Wow,
be
I
real.
feel good about it. This is good. Way to go, smart people.
Oh, way to go. I dropped my cap, but I guess I'll just keep drinking.
That's an audio clip.
Yeah. Quote me on that.
Immediately after I say, way to go, smart people.
Yep. But anyways, as far as the Washington Post quiz is confirmed, we're not hardcore conspiracy theorists, but we got some fun conspiracies for you guys.
Yeah.
Not all of them are fun, admittedly. Some of them are actually morbid, but, you know, I thought they were interesting.
All of mine are fun.
And we've covered weird, dark shit on here before, so, you know, here we go.
Yeah.
I know you have some flat earth ones.
Yeah.
Or, like...
Well, like...
More specific?
I just kind of want to talk a little bit about flat Earth.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a
We
second.
mentioned flat Earth in our last time, but we did not go into detail. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about flat Earth because...
Yeah, tell me about it. You believe in it. We all know. Yes.
Yeah, of
Colton, he's a flat earther.
Flat Earther all the way.
Yeah.
You know, I buy into all of the evidence, even though we've known...
Quote, unquote.
Even though we've known the Earth is round for thousands of years.
Yeah, long ass time. The Greeks, actually.
Probably before that. to be
Before,
totally
I mean,
honest.
it's
because
not that...
it's like really
You don't have to
obvious.
go out to space to figure that out.
You just have to like watch someone go over the horizon.
And there you go.
Like,
Because
ever since we've had ships,
as far
that-
as I know...
ever since we've had ships that can go far past the horizon.
Well, let's say the Earth
we've
is
noticed-
flat. Let's say the Earth is flat. Why can you see a ship go over the horizon when the human, at least as far as I know, the human vision can see as far out as 30 miles?
Yeah.
Now, yeah, it would be really tiny at that point, at the 30-mile point, but you would still see an object there if it was flat.
Yeah.
Now, I guess past that point, it would just fade away, but you wouldn't see it just like dip over.
There's this idea that people have that like ancient people like saw ships go over the horizon and thought they were falling off the edge of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
No, because the ships came back.
They
And
lived
then-
tail to
and
tail.
then- And then when they go, what happened? I thought you fell off the edge of the earth. And the sailors were like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No. Well, yeah, sailors were like the only people that knew like the Earth wasn't flat. you
Yeah,
know?
well, everyone else knew it too because they
No,
watched,
but they could prove it. You know what I
they
mean?
watched
Because
the
they came back
sailors-
to tell the
They
tale.
watched the sailors go out, and then and then when people said, "How come you didn't? I thought you fell off the edge of the earth." The sailors were just like, What?
Unless, they went to Davy Jones, the locker, like in Pirates of the Caribbean where they fell off the edge or whatever.
Oh, yeah. They went off like a waterfall.
That really doesn't...
That's a weird...
That's like a Dark Souls.
That's a really weird sequence in that movie.
It really is. No, I just had a sequence in Elden Ring, speaking of which. We did an episode on that. Check it out. That was our very early... We might do another episode, like when we're deep into it.
Yeah.
I've got like a good... I'm not going to lie, and I feel bad about it. I shouldn't have. I got like a good 60 hours in now.
I'm somewhere in the 25-hour mark.
Okay, you're getting there. Yeah. But yeah, probably another Elden Ring episode. Maybe some lore, or maybe just another episode talking about it, because it's... Dude, like I said, I'm at the 60-hour mark.
Yeah.
Still finding new shit.
The
world.
It's a deep fucking game.
World is enormous.
Yeah.
It's got the underground areas. I haven't even been to the land of the giants. But anyways, there's a part in the game that I experienced today, actually, where you crawl into a coffin, and you go over this, albeit blood waterfall, or scarlet rot.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's pretty metal, though. You crawl into this coffin, and you go into a waterfall, and you awaken in this like new realm, like nowhere in relation to the waterfall.
Yeah.
So that reminded me of the Dave Jones bit,
right?
In Pirates of the Caribbean, like just falling from somewhere and then ending up somewhere that has nothing. That's not even like in relation to that.
Yeah.
I do like that movie. Like, honestly, let's be real. The first 3 Pirates movies are actually bangers.
Are they the best movies? Especially the first 2. The third one gets caught up in the
third one is a little bit too much. But
it does cool stuff.
It does cool stuff, but it's a little...
One cool thing about that
it's
scene...
It's very lore heavy.
It is, yeah.
It hits you...
One thing that's cool about that scene... is when they go off the edge, and it's a little reference. They go off the edge of the waterfall, and then you hear it, like the sound fades out,
and you literally hear the
men tail no
from the ride.
Yeah, and it's the recording from the actual.
No, yeah,
ride.
That's pretty cool.
I like references like that. That made me smile. Still does, because I'm like,
we'll have to cover Pirates of the Caribbean.
I love that ride.
Oh, we've done a Pirates episode, by the way.
Oh yeah,
but I would love to cover that series or do a commentary, because like. I do enjoy that series. Let's be real.
I think it'd be best to just cover the series in one episode instead of a series of commentaries.
Oh, you don't...
I don't want to do commentaries on the entire series.
Well, especially those last 2.
Yeah.
Stranger Tides and...
I guess...
One series at a time. But anyways, you're talking about Flat Earth, and I have a new Flat Earth theory.
Ooh.
So this is from The Atlantic, their science... part of their journal, I guess. I love how it says that. Flat Earthers have a new wild theory about forests.
Okay.
What it means to believe that real trees no longer exist, by Sam Chris.
Okay.
So basically this theory, I won't read the whole article or anything here, but it's... God. That forests aren't real. Trees and forests are just little mountains.
What the fuck?
They're little mountains.
What the fuck does that have to do with flat Earth?
I don't know. But we were lied to. Our flat Earth has no forest.
That is weird.
And that's about it.
Well, like certain things flat Earthers say. So like...
Oh, that's a YouTube video.
One of my favorite things that's like ridiculous with flat Earth is that their model, when they try to put together a model of the Earth and what it looks like and how
with the ice wall and everything.
Well, there's the ice wall, but the ice wall is not the thing that like bothers me the most. It's like, how does the sun work? How does daylight work? Shit like that. So first of all, like, so they
also, why is the sun round?
The common thing, well, no, flat earthers will say that other planetary bodies are round,
but the Earth
isn't.
It's like Asgard in the MCU.
Like, I'm sure you've seen the post of like Elon Musk saying like, how come there's no flat Mars society, and the flat Earth society account responded going, thanks for the question, Elon. See, unlike the Earth, the Mars has been observed to be round.
Okay, what's the reasoning? Why?
So
Why is Earth the only flat planet if it would even be that at that point?
yeah, I've never heard an explanation for that.
When every other object
yeah,
is a sphere.
but they have this this explanation where like the sun and the moon like rotate above the Earth, type of thing. But then like if you do that, for example, it creates problems with like how light works.
Mm-hmm.
and also the fact that we can often see the moon in the sky during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
yeah.
That's one of my favorite times to see the moon. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's the moon, and it's daytime. That's kind of
I
cool.
always get a little excited when I see the moon during the day.
There's some
I'm
moon
like,
ones.
oh, cool.
But
there's also like, so if the Earth is
I'm still trying to
flat.
figure out why they think forests aren't real.
yeah, it's a weird one. But like, here's one: if the Earth is flat, how come the stars look different from different parts of the globe?
Yeah, wouldn't it be like a skybox in a video game?
Well, that's what they think. They have this idea that there's a dome, but there's like been attempts at explanation.
Domes aren't flat. I hope they know that.
Yeah, well, there's been attempts at explanations of this, of like every person has their personal dome, so that's why it's relative from where you are, which is weird. Another thing that I love is have you heard like what flat earthers, how they describe like how gravity works?
Oh, I'd love to know.
One of the common ones is that they try to claim that there's gravity is magnetic forces. And they try to cite like the two words that get thrown around a lot is buoyancy and density. And buoyancy and density, and that's how they explain why things fall to the ground. But then there's like the problem is like, well, buoyancy and density are not forces.
So
they are side effects of forces.
Side effects. Okay.
Another one I've heard is that you pour liquid into a glass, right?
I gotta watch this video.
Okay.
But yeah,
but
explain.
like if you want a common one, if you pour liquid in a glass, it fills the glass and it's flat, right? So if the Earth is round, why does water not fall off the Earth? Like, why does it curve with the Earth? And it's because
gravity.
Water doesn't. It's not just a flat thing.
It's a liquid.
It interacts with forces. It's
Yeah.
malleable. If you were to take water into space, it would not be flat.
It would be.
If you have a little water droplet,
It'd be like a big bubble.
yeah. If you have a little water droplets
It would
are
spread
round.
out
They're round.
in the void.
Water droplets are
Yeah.
round. If I just had a little water droplet here, it would be round. Water isn't always flat. It interacts.
Water isn't flat, or it's not anything.
It's malleable because of
Water
the forces
adheres
acting
to
on it.
whatever object it's in.
So the reason why you pour it in a glass and it goes
Water can be
flat,
any shape.
The reason why you pour it in a glass and it looks flat is because gravity acting on it
It's
pushes it down.
pulling,
And in that
pulling it down.
small amount here in the glass.
and that glass is shaped.
Yeah. It takes the shape of what it's in.
If you
based
had a
off
glass
of-
that was a curly Q, then the water would be the shape of that.
Yeah, it takes the
Like-
shape of what it's in based off of the forces acting on it.
So, Colton, I want to let you know that there's a whole video
Oh.
on the No Force on Flat Earth. It's an hour and a half long. And this article's telling me that we should watch it. But
Well, everyone, you heard that. Episode's
So-
going to end. We're just going to link the video now. We're going to go watch.
Yeah. But anyways, we all seen Forest.
Yeah. I've
We've
been
in them.
I've
Yeah.
been in some forests before.
We all know what they are. How could anyone claim that they don't exist?
I'm aware.
But our narrator knows better. Yeah,
I see. I am ignorant.
He's woke.
Yeah.
Okay. They make us think that this is a forest, he tells us, when you are actually looking at 30-meter bushes. After watching this video, you will reverse your concept of forest by 360
30-meter
degrees.
bushes. So you mean a tall plant?
Yeah, which comprises
That's kind of what trees
forest-
are. Congratulations, you recognize
and
that
this is
trees
from
are
the
tall
Atlantic
plants.
So this isn't a forest at all, only a diminished imitation. Imitation. I like that.
This is the thing that's
listen.
hit me the most.
Thousands of years ago. Wait, it goes deep.
Yeah.
Thousands of years ago, a cataclysmic event destroyed 99.9% of Earth's biosphere. And when it happened, it took away the real forest. Real trees are nothing like their stunted cousins. The
How
miserable,
many years ago?
thousands of years ago. It doesn't really specify.
Trees haven't been around for that long.
It's a long time ago.
Like, trees haven't been around for that long, like, in the whole scope of things.
Well, they've been around a couple thousand years ago.
Yeah, so have humans.
Yeah.
If there's a cataclysmic event that wiped out forests,
But this was
wouldn't it wipe out humans?
This was thousands of years ago, Colton. It didn't wipe away humans. It wiped away the biosphere, 99% of it, to be specific.
Yeah, humans are part of the biosphere.
Well, I guess we're part of the 1% that made it, Colton. Real trees are nothing like their stunted cousins, the miserable perishing scraps of wood that we see today. They were truly vast, hundreds of kilometers tall, magical organisms that sustained a total living ecology of the flat earth. These things were the anchor of the beautiful world that has now vanished forever. And how does he know? Because everywhere around us we can see their stumps.
Dude, I want a video game set in this mythological flat Earth.
Yeah, that'd be
kilometer high.
I'd play that. Yeah.
That sounds like
sounds like Elden Ring.
That sounds like a magical
Elden Ring,
fantasy world.
the Elden Tree.
Yeah, this sounds like a magical fantasy
Or the
world,
Earth Tree,
like
whatever it's called.
Fey world. That,
The first piece of evidence is the Devil's Tower in Wyoming, USA. And also the Devil's Tower featured in Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Devil's
That's where
Tower is
aliens
not a
showed
tree
up.
stump. I know.
No, it's a geological form. It's a
yeah,
mountain.
we know this.
A little plateau-ish.
Yeah, it's a
unique looking.
It's a
volcano.
It's
volcanic.
It's the inner.
Have you
part
been
of
there?
No, but it's the inner.
I've
part-
always wanted to go
It's
there.
the
I
inner
want to
part of
camp
a
there.
volcano.
We should camp at Devil's Tower.
Yeah, I've heard this theory that it was an ancient tree.
You've heard this one.
Well, I didn't know there was a flat Earth thing connected to it.
Yeah, there is.
But I've heard the theory that Devil's Tower is an ancient tree stump.
The Devil's Tower is a great geological stub rising out of the rising lowlands on all sides. 400 meters of towering ingenious rock that may have formed as volcanic plug rising out of the ground as sedimentary stone that surrounded it slowly eroded away. That's the truth. Or so they want you to think. So its intricate hexagonal columns curving up away almost looks like organic. See the perfection of its sheared flat summit? Doesn't this remind you of something? For several minutes, our guide to this new reality shows this image of mesas, plateau, flat-topped mountains, chunks of isolated cliffs, placed next to pictures of astoundingly similar-looking tree stumps. Every time there's the same challenge, name 10 differences you can't. So basically, like, all these, like, formations are actually big-ass trees. And I will say, to support this wild conspiracy theory, there is such a thing, like, when petrified wood, like, when wood does become rock after millions of years, when it fossilizes. Maybe not millions, but it fossilizes. If substance close, it seems like it's rock. Like my grandpa's got a piece of petrified wood in his yard, and it's like rock, but it is
Your
still.
microphone slipped down.
It is still technically wood, Colton.
Yeah. I mean,
but it seems like it. But anyways, I don't want to linger too long on this one.
What about the fact that trees stop growing around 11,000, 12,000 feet?
Don't worry about it.
How could we have a tree that is miles and miles tall? That's if Devil's Tower was a tree stump,
well,
one of my would have to be many miles tall.
This isn't trees, but one of my science teachers, a chemistry teacher actually, he thought that brontosauruses and stuff, like the big, huge, long neck dinosaurs, couldn't exist.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Like, because, their blood couldn't get all the way through their neck and everything because gravity. But they do exist.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, Colton. So basically this theory says there's no such thing as a mountain. There's no such thing as inert rock. Everything we walk on was once living wood. The mountain ranges were once tremendous forests reaching up to the stellar canopy, providing a link between humanity and the celestial spheres. Gets even deeper. The earth was really flat, but some malignant power cut all those trees down using vast machinery. And ever since, they've been gouging into the corpse of Earth, mining the dead trees for precious minerals, carving deep quarries that we, in our ignorance, call gorges and canyons.
This sounds like a badass fantasy world.
Yeah, I would play in it. An RPG or whatever.
That's exactly what it sounds like. Just a fantasy world. This is insane.
So this Earth has been dead for millennia. What we think of as progress is just the rot spreading through the cadaver of the world. God, that sounds like a Dark Souls game.
Sounds very Dark Souls-y.
The Elden Ring is like the Elden Ring was shattered, and now like everything's chaotic and yeah.
I don't want to live in a Dark Souls
I will
world.
say these flat earthers have a vivid imagination. Like,
I mean, I
I'll give them credit
love
for that.
this theory. This
I love
theory
it.
is awesome. It's badass. It's ridiculous, but it's badass.
Wait.
What?
It goes deeper, but I don't want to stay too long on this one. Do you have anything? Top that.
I can't top that.
Well, I have stuff that tops it, actually.
I do. I mean, did you know that ancient Rome didn't exist?
Oh, I always thought it did.
Yeah.
Funny you ask me.
Well, we thought ancient Rome existed. But according to this, this is a theory that's been going around on TikTok. Good old TikTok. Good old TikTok. It's not like this widespread theory that a lot of people actually believe. But it's
Well, the one I mentioned earlier, I found out on TikTok, on my girlfriend's TikTok. She was telling me about it, how stupid it was.
Yeah. So this one is a TikTok lady who has been pushing this idea that ancient Rome didn't exist.
Why?
The basic idea is that the idea of ancient Rome was created by the Spanish Inquisition. And that the main arguments are around the idea that we don't have any actual primary sources or like real evidence of ancient Rome.
I thought we did, but
I'm just gonna like, give that to you.
That's a coin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's real?
Yeah, that's from that's a
Where'd you get that?
Dr. Martin.
Oh, nice.
Here you go. Here's this one. You'll know that guy. That's Constantine. That's Constantine the Great.
This is a real ancient Roman coin?
Yeah, they both are.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, they're fake, Colton.
According to this person, they are. It's
That's awesome, though. Constantine II.
Yeah.
337 through 361.
But it's I wanted to bring up this because in part because it's related
So
to
it said there's no primary sources.
Yeah, they think,
or no evidence.
Despite like the many primary sources.
Yeah, as far as I know.
And that any evidence that and she has a lot of videos basically explaining like every time someone goes like, what about this obvious piece of evidence?
You should show her.
She just explains why that's not Roman.
Okay, why? Okay, here's my question: Why would we be
She looks like someone who would believe something like this.
There we go. You're going on her Instagram, lady. No, I'm just kidding. We won't do that. but she's on Insider, so
Yeah,
that's
article on
enough.
Insider I pulled up for-
But
to remind me of
so
that.
why? What's the point? Like, why would we lie about ancient Rome existing?
No, the theory isn't that we're lying about it. It's that the Spanish Inquisition lied
Why would the
about
Spanish Inquisition lie about
to
it?
like, I think it was like to like justify like the church and stuff like that.
Okay.
And stuff like I don't remember everything, but no, the idea is that the Spanish Inquisition lied about it, and we just keep believing it.
Okay, what was there instead of the Roman Empire? That's what I want to know.
I don't remember if she goes into that. Like,
Because a lot of shit happened.
yeah. Well, this is in line with. I want to bring this up because it's kind of in line with our last conspiracy theory. We talked about the conspiracy that there was no Middle Ages.
Right.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring up.
We have talked about it.
There's
before.
also conspiracy that meant that ancient Rome didn't exist. So basically, if you combine the two, there's conspiracies that between that the period between about 500 BC.
But I guess my
and
question is like,
and
what's the
1400 AD that none of that happened.
Then what did happen? That's what I want to know. See, if they actually gave a proposal for what happened, I would be into it.
Yeah.
But this is just saying that it didn't happen, and that's about it.
Yeah, some people think she's fucking with people, but she's been very adamant about it.
I mean, TikTok is a great place to fuck with people. I will say that. It's kind of designed for that. Let's be real.
Yeah. There's theory that she claims that like Roman documents we have were actually Greek documents. Fun fact. That is true. Some Roman documents were Greek. You know why?
Yeah.
Because Rome ruled over Greece.
Yeah.
So some of the stuff during Roman times were Greek. Greece was still there.
Yeah, it's called an empire for a reason.
Yeah.
And they ruled over like the whole
There's
Mediterranean.
the ancient Roman Empire.
the
But
Western Roman.
Greece didn't just go away during that time.
Yeah, it's
Like they didn't just
No,
fuck off.
yeah.
They didn't just fuck off for like 1,000 years. they were around. They claim that the Hadrian's Wall cannot be proven to be of Roman construction, and also that it's not a wall; it's actually a road. Despite it looks a lot like a wall. It doesn't look like a road. We know what Roman roads look like. They're still around. They were extremely well built.
Right. What else you got? I mean, I got one.
But yeah, you go now.
Oh, my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
So this one is actually something that happens. Like, it legitimately... No, I don't want to subscribe. I reached my limit of free articles. Oh, no.
What?
Well, Well, God damn it. Do yours then.
Oh. More of mine.
Yeah. And also, some of the conspiracies I pulled from is from the conspiracy theory iceberg, which you happen to have.
I have that up here.
And we can read through some of those and just kind of,
Those are the two main conspiracy theories that I came prepared for. Mainly flat Earth. You want to hear 19 of the dumbest things flat Earthers have actually said?
Let's hear it.
It's from BuzzFeed. We love BuzzFeed here, don't we?
Something like that.
Yeah. The Flat Earth Society has members all around the globe.
Yeah. All right, so I got mine, by the way. We can.
Okay, yeah. Let's move on to yours.
So in Dumbarton, Scotland, there's this bridge, the Overton Bridge.
Oh, this is the Knuckle of V.
No.
Oh, sorry.
But the Overton Bridge has, for a long time, had dogs just jump off of it specifically dogs.
Hmm.
It's been nicknamed the Dog Suicide Bridge. This is from HowStuffWorks.com. For decades, dating at least back to the 1950s, dogs have been jumping from the Gothic-style bridge that crosses 50-foot ravine. So why?
Why indeed?
And the article I was trying to pull up, the New York Times article, has said
Just dogs in general.
from about 200 to 600 dogs have jumped off that bridge for the last few decades.
Imagine if you were like walking your dog, and you decided to walk over that bridge, and your dog just yeeted itself off the bridge.
Yeah.
That would be.
So, apparently, the dogs are smelling just like wild animals and shit, and that it's mostly long-nosed dogs that are jumping off because they have a better scent.
I would imagine dogs have a little bit more of a survival instinct. Do they die?
A lot of them have. They jumped off the 50-foot tall bridge.
I mean,
So there's a theory that there's a grieving widow, the White Lady of Overton, maintains a ghostly presence at the bridge, steering the dogs into a death frenzy. A darker take harkens to a terrible event that occurred in 1994. That the 32-year-old father threw his own... Oh, God. Here we go, guys. 32-year-old father threw his own baby, whom he was certain was the Antichrist, into the gorge below. At the same place. The baby died the following day, and the father was declared insane and admitted to an institution. Locals say that dogs in almost every case tend to jump from the same spot that the baby was thrown from. Perhaps they say the terrible ordeal left a supernatural rift of sorts that affects the dog's behavior. Whatever the case, scientists don't seem to believe that dogs are intentionally offing themselves because of Prozac prescriptions ran out. Suicide is more of a creation of the human condition. Yeah, we don't really know of many animals outside of like humanity that actually commit suicide.
I don't know of any examples.
Let me see if I can find the right article. Come on, New York Times, baby. Because I don't want to say a wrong number. So... Alice Trevorrow, a pet owner who walked on the bridge in 2014 with her dog Cassie, that's a cute name for a dog.
Yeah.
I had parked up, and as she was so obedient, I didn't put her lead on. Me and my son walked towards Cassie, who was staring at something above the bridge. This was underneath the bridge. She definitely saw something that made her jump. There's something sinister going on. It was so out of character for her. The same year, another pet owner named Kenneth Melky was walking the bridge with his golden retriever when the dog suddenly jumped off the bridge. Luckily, it survived. But this is something that happens often.
Damn.
At the same bridge, the same location. You can find a lot of articles on it. Vice has done stuff about New York Times. New York Times, they did have like a number of like how many dogs jumped. Okay, here we go. So this is from Vice. Since the 1950s, around 50 dogs have died after leaping off the 50-foot tall bridge. During the same period, some 600 dogs have made the same jump and survived. Sometimes the dogs have made a jump, survived, come back up, and jumped again as soon as they could.
What?
So they would fall, go back up, crawl back up, and jump again. So this one... So yeah, there's a conspiracy about like the ghostly maiden and everything, but like the paranormal stuff. But it's just something weird that happens, and it consistently happens in Scotland at this bridge. And honestly, you've had dogs. I've had dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dog will sniff shit and whatever and get curious. But, like, we'll leave the car door open while we're driving down the highway with my dog.
He doesn't have a fucking death
He's
wish.
not going to jump out of the car because he smells something or he sees another dog or animal. No, he knows.
Yeah.
not to do that.
Not
Because
that stupid.
so the idea that these dogs are jumping off this bridge, and probably maybe because they're smelling mammals or they're smelling something down there. It is weird though. It is
weird.
extremely weird that it just seems that like it happened at this bridge. Oh God. So, an 1845 report of Newfoundland dog in the Illustrated London Times claimed the dog killed itself by throwing itself into water before preserving perfect stillness of the legs and feet. Each time it did this, the dog was saved. Then it just held its head underwater until it stopped breathing. So, Dr. Sands traveled to the bridge with a documentary crew in 2005 in order to conduct his own investigation, something the Scottish Society for the Prevention of Cruelty in Animals have done too. There, standing at the point of the bridge where the dogs jump, he says, "Just me as a person, forget a dog. All your senses are on fire. It's got a strange feeling." Local feelings have mixed feelings about the bridge. There are some people who are too frightened to walk their dog over it and avoid it completely. I've never wanted to go back after the experience I had. They need to put up a fence or something. They really need to, says Jenna. So it's like a local, it's a thing plaguing. It's like a local Scottish urban myth that has a little bit of legitimacy to it because these dogs are jumping off the bridge.
I still think it was the Nucklevy.
Explain that to our listeners.
The Nucklevy?
Yeah.
It's a mythological cryptid type of thing. It's like a horse with a human torso attached to it, but like to its back, so not like a centaur. And it has really long arms, and the horse head only has one eye, and it has no skin, and its head is too big, so it is hangs to the side. It's a water demon type of thing. It comes out during the winter.
A water demon.
They're like a kelpie and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like water demons, and those cultures like horse. Like demons, or like water horses and demons and things like that are common. It's kind of a cryptid, kind of mythological. Which cryptids. We have a whole episode on cryptids, but they're listed in this tier list of conspiracy theories.
Cryptozoology.
Yeah. I did notice on here, and I can't find much information on it. One that caught my attention was cryptogeography.
Cryptogeography?
Yeah, and I can't find exactly what it is because there's not much on the wiki here. There's a wiki for it, but there's not much here. I assume it's around the idea of like lost world, like lost land and stuff like that. Because there's beliefs that there were other continents and things like that. Not much evidence of it, or islands that aren't there anymore, things like that. What else you got? I don't have much else.
All right, so
except Egypt and 9/11.
Oh.
That's just,
so I have an interesting one
on here.
This one is the solar plexus clown gliders
and meth immortality.
Meth immortality. There we go. So solar plexus clown glider. Here's an image. One of the curse images attributed to the solar plexus clown glider legend right here.
Yeah.
I'll post that on our screen. It's a weird image. It looks photoshopped, I hope. So the solar plexus clown glider is the collective name given to a broad range of paranormal phenomenon attributed to a corruptive entity that infects weak and vulnerable people through the solar plexus chakra. So your chakra.
Oh.
Originally used by 80s New Age practitioners, the phenomenon, and this is from Obscurbin Legend Wikia. So originally used the 80s New Age practitioners, the phenomenon was linked to a horror-themed email forwardable in the late 90s, which claimed that simply reading or hearing the words solar plexus clown glider made one susceptible to infection. So we're screwed because I already read it. And you heard it.
Yeah.
So we're done. So others claim that one became infected through viewing a set of spooky black and white images circulating online. So it's basically like a mimetic paranormal phenomenon.
Yeah.
So the SPCG appears to feed off human misery, bombarding its host human with realistic hallucinations, glitches in reality, and weakening them emotionally. They simply drive the host beyond their fullest capacity for psychological pain. The sickness that comes with the solar plexus clown gliders contact is described as similar to method experience of withdrawal paranoia symptoms up to and including near constant full body hallucinatory experiences and actual psychosis. The reported effects are also similar to delirium states. So here's a little bit of background on it.
Okay. Yep.
So we're going to start going crazy, I guess, because I read it. And all of our listeners, because you heard it. Sorry about it. You know what you were getting into. So according to Hindu culture, the solar plexus harbors both positive and lower negative emotions. This chakra, one of the 7 main ones, is also the center of perseverance and the desire to win, as well as anger, irritation, hate, envy, greed, destructiveness, violence, cruelty, resentment, worry, anxiety, fear, selfishness, aggressiveness, and more. The idea of demonic forces, which literally feed off these negative emotions, is widespread throughout the world in a variety of contexts outside the chakra cleansing, and it was in context. The phrase was first used in the New Age circles during the 80s. No trace of the phrase can be found prior to the 90s Malart movement, which is speculated that the phrase was engineered by a CIA experience in mind control. It all goes back to the CIA. As those who repeated them often reported feeling of unseen presence or encroaching cold. Similar experiments were attempted as part of MK Ultra experiments. So it connects to MK Ultra, guys. Known suspected victims include Dead Rabbit radio podcast host Jason Carpenter, who saw what he described as a giant cobra rise and slither down the aisles of a courtroom. After this experience, which was tinged with anxiety already, Carpenter described his mood and quality of life taking a serious decline. It was only later, after researching the topic of SPCG, that he speculated the experience was related. He considers the SPCG to be a mimetic parasite which exists only to spread human suffering. So it's not too fun. Manifestations. As per the most well-known image and name, the one I showed you, you're screwed. We're both screwed. The SPCG has occasionally physically manifested as a demonic jester figure, but its form is ultimately fluid, capable of infiltrating and deforming any visual surface once it has enough power over its victim. Its body is more often said to resemble oozing forms of slugs or snakes. It can often appear to be made of substance outside the normal laws of 3 dimensions, similar to black stickmen. What is that?
I don't know.
Let's see, the black stickmen. The black stickmen are a species of strange humanoid beings rarely seen by humans. They are often described as being similar to typical cartoon stickmen, making them some of the strangest beings ever encountered. Kind of looks like Slenderman. Black stickmen are often described as being exactly identical to the typical cartoon stickman, tall, thin, and black in color. They're said to move in odd, galloping motion. Some are often said to float above the ground. Supposedly, they are 2-dimensional creatures, meaning they are exactly the same regardless of what angle they are viewed from. Enormous stickmen have been seen in the UK and Eastern Europe. I think I've seen those videos. It's like a stickman like climbing on a building in like, Russia or whatever.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay, but that's a side tangent. So, yeah, there's a lot of history on these clown gliders.
Huh.
It has been suggested that the SPCG is an example of the early internet legend, boosted after a Trojan virus code of the same name, which gained quick recognition. It was an early jump scare prank, only especially cruel as the code could wait indefinitely to suddenly flash a scary face on screen at random times, terrifying users oblivious that their PC was infected. Yeah, I mean, you can encounter malware like that. It's not as often nowadays.
Yeah.
But the early days of computers, you would get shit like you would get jump scares and stuff like back then. Like I remember seeing them.
Back when people had fun with
Like even on email. Obviously.
Yeah, when people had fun with computer viruses.
Yeah, now they just like try to
now
steal
they
your
just
information.
steal your credit card information. Yeah.
So here's a theory.
Yeah.
It's an interdimensional demon which activates in the solar plexus region. This was the original meaning of the term used by New Age practitioners, notably chakra healers and transcendental meditation advocates in the late 80s and early 90s. American film director David Lynch, who explored the popular occult circuit at this time in his career, would go on to write extensively about a very similar entity or psychic illness. He calls it, capitalizing each word like SPCG, the suffocating rubber clown suit of negativity. There's a theory that a military, scientific, or underground project created a mimetic, brain-deteriorating weapon. It's a hoax, perhaps a misremembered jump scare virus. That's probably what it is.
Oh.
Anyways, you said you had a last one, Colton. You had one?
Yeah. If that cut there seems sudden, everyone, it's because
Don't worry about it.
We cut stuff. Yeah. Well, I mean, talking about the idea that if you hear that, you're fucked.
Yeah,
Just by hearing it.
there's a lot of SCPs like that, which
Yeah.
we'll probably do.
We're getting it. We've gone from traditional conspiracy theories to really.
Well, I'm trying to get the deep
some
ones.
abstract stuff. And
Yeah.
it reminded me of one.
All right.
That it's a thought experiment. That the idea is that if you hear this thought experiment, if you're aware of this concept, you're fucked. Do you want to
Well,
hear
I
it?
already screwed us with the scary clown gliders or whatever they're called, so go for
This
it.
is have you ever heard of Roko's Basilisk thought experiment?
I haven't.
All right, so it's not an actual basilisk. It's an AI related.
Yeah, I just ran into some Basilisk in Elden Ring.
Nice.
Yeah, they suck. They give you death curse.
That's a lot crazier than how they are in real life. In real life, they're just cool lizards who like run across water.
Yeah. They don't give you curse juice?
They don't. They also don't. They're not giant snakes that poison you and turn you to stone like they are in Harry Potter.
Oh, and Harry, but yeah, good.
No, so Roko's Basilisk is a thought experiment that it is inevitable that there will be, and I only have a basic understanding of it, that there will be an AI at some point that is so advanced, that is super advanced. And when this AI comes into existence, it is going to hunt down and torture or murder everyone who did not actively help it come into existence.
Skynet?
Yeah. But if you didn't know about the concept of this AI, you're safe, because how could you help it come into existence if
Oh.
So the idea is that,
But now we're gonna die.
Yeah, and
because we know.
I already
concept of it.
knew about this thought experiment, so I thought it was
So if
only
you didn't
fair
tell me,
that I
I
also
wouldn't
just
die.
like put you in the same situation.
So
as
now
me.
we're both gonna die.
Yeah. And it's a simple idea, but it's this idea that now that you know about this idea of this AI, that
Yep.
that unless you actively, the only way to not be murdered or tortured by this AI when it comes into existence is to actively help it come into existence. Yeah. You have to create it now. You have to help
Uh-oh.
You have to help create it now. And then when it comes into existence, it's going to murder and torture everyone who didn't. So you helped create it. Now you created something
Specifically, murder and torture.
murder or torture. It's not.
And or.
It doesn't really matter that much. The specifics and what it does to you. It's gonna be very mean.
Oh
To you.
man. Well,
So now
I better get on that.
Now we
then.
have to go learn computer science.
Yeah.
And start creating AIs.
Or maybe we're safe because we're spreading its ideas, so someone else will figure it out. And since we spread that,
Yeah.
we did contribute in some sense.
Contributing some.
So I hope whoever creates this AI is listening to the Odd Drunk podcast right now.
Yeah.
Like literally.
So we'll be safe so long as whoever creates this AI listened to us and maybe got the idea from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you created it
So
without,
there's a chance we'll be safe.
yeah, small chance. I do have another one, but I want to give it justice because I wasn't able to do enough research on it, and I don't want to just BS my way through it. So just to end things here, and we could do another episode. There's endless conspiracies. Let's be real. I mean,
Oh yeah.
we could do another.
I can make up some conspiracies.
You could.
Yeah.
Well, I do have one. Wait. I do have one. And it goes as that the lottery exists to catch. Okay, wait. The lottery.
Yeah.
We have the lottery
I'm aware of it.
to catch.
I've bought a lottery ticket before.
We all have.
Yeah.
But it exists to catch time travelers. Because time travelers would travel back in time with the winning lottery numbers, etc.
But how do they know you're a time traveler? Because you could also just like accidentally win it.
Like you should, like normally.
Yeah, like
Well, anyways, according to the Sun,
that doesn't sound like
we got some UK news here.
it doesn't sound like good proof.
for our UK
like,
listeners.
Winning the lottery doesn't sound like proof that you're a time traveler.
This is for our UK listeners here. So Lotto Balls. Time traveler reveals national lottery secrets as after visiting the year 2118. Why not 2112? Rush 2112.
That would have been
Be
cool. That
cooler.
would have been rad.
So a man who claims to be a time traveler from the year 2118 has said he didn't make billions by buying a lottery ticket because doing so would have ended the human race.
What?
Alexander Smith. Sorry.
I'm confused.
I don't know if you guys heard that, but Colton just farted. No, just kidding. I farted. But Alexander Smith has told how. Wait, this sentence. Okay, Alexander Smith has told how made frequent trips back and forth in time as part of a top secret CIA mission in 1981. According to Smith, he was paid substantial amounts of money to test the futuristic technology by traveling more than 100 years into the future. He supposedly produced a picture of what he says is a futuristic city he visited. Where's this picture? It says it here. Oh, here it is. Here's him. Here's our man. What? No. God. Here's the picture that they're talking
His
about.
website being a pain in the ass.
Yeah. There's him holding the futuristic picture.
That's a very bad picture.
Yeah. I hope that... That's a bad camera for the future. But anyways, so that's the picture he showed. I'll try to post it. So he previously produced a picture. Yeah, okay. So asked an interview with the Daily Star about whether he knew the lotto numbers, Smith laughed. I didn't buy a lottery ticket. It was strictly forbidden by the CIA to do anything that would increase my monetary wealth. When asked, okay, so you see, the CIA were paying me very well for my mission. I was paid a substantial amount, so there was no reason for me to try to get lottery numbers from the past. He explained that if he cheated the system and won big, our entire species would be wiped out. Smith added, they also explained to me if I did so, it could spell the end of the human race because it would cause a paradox. Here's the up-close shot of the city. I'll post that for sure.
Oh, cool, yeah.
With explanation? I don't know. Save it. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Time paradoxes relate to the idea that if time travel is possible, someone capable of the process would have to be careful not to change past events. Yes, I've seen Back to the Future. In fact, we have Back to the Future commentaries. Just saying. Smith fears that he made himself rich with the lottery ticket. The knock-on effect would cause disaster for our generation. Speaking to Apex TV, Smith said he was putting his life at risk by revealing details of his so-called jaunts to the future. He said, I visited the year 2118 as part of a top-secret CIA mission. I went to the future and then back to the past. This happened in 1981. So we went back to the future in 1981. He added, aliens do visit us. There are intelligent extraterrestrials that do come to Earth. This is in the mid-21st century.
Damn, they were 4 years too early.
Right? 4 years is a little too early, yeah. So he said, aliens do visit us. There are intelligent extraterrestrials that do come to Earth. This is in the mid-21st century. And we're coming across the mid-21st century, unfortunately, in the next 20 or so years. God, it's crazy. The 90s were 30 years ago, Colton. Let that set in. There is actually contact with intelligent extraterrestrials long before it was revealed to the public. These aliens don't necessarily live among us, but they do visit from time to time. He claims to know the world's greatest risk in the future. He added, there are many threats to the human race. The number one threat to humanity as we know it is global warming. Honestly, I would agree.
Yeah.
That is a huge threat to humanity.
It makes sense.
He said rising sea levels as well as increase the CO2 in our atmosphere. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Then that's where it ends.
Oh.
Well,
Reminder of global warming.
I don't know if he was a time traveler or not, but global warming is real. And it is.
It'd be like if you traveled back to the 90s and said, I have important future information for you. Cigarettes are bad for your health. And they'd be like, yeah, we fucking know that.
Yeah, we know that. Why don't you travel to the future and tell us something?
I have one here. I got this from the...
from the iceberg.
Iceberg tier
list.
list or whatever it is. And I don't know if this is exactly what they were referring to, but I found this Reddit post that I've... So there's a one...
Tell me about it.
It's North Ireland, or Ireland doesn't exist.
Ireland?
Yeah.
See, we've covered Finland doesn't exist.
Yeah, and
that it's simply an area that Japan...
I couldn't find anything on Ireland doesn't exist, but I found something on Northern Ireland doesn't exist. Specifically, Northern Ireland doesn't exist.
Of course.
This is very compelling.
Oh, no, what Reddit page is this?
Northern Ireland.
No, but like
r/Northern Ireland.
r/Northern Ireland.
Someone posted this r/Northern Ireland.
Wow. I'm glad that exists.
So it says, okay, so there's around 1.8 million Northern Irish out of 7.55 billion people in the world.
Okay.
That means that Northern Ireland roughly makes up about 0.023% of the human population.
Okay.
It means that 99.9% of the world's population is not from Northern
It's
Ireland.
not from Northern Ireland. Okay.
The best government
Thanks for clarifying.
the best government censuses have a margin of error of 1% or higher. That means that means that Northern Ireland makes up 0.023% of the world's population plus or minus 1%. So that there's a 50-50% or 50-50 chance that Northern Ireland doesn't exist. Just based off of margin of error of censuses and statistics, there's a 50% chance that Northern Ireland is just a statistical error.
There you have it.
I don't know. I mean, it's sound logic.
Well,
Uh,
and if you
like it.
Northern Irelanders,
I mean, then there's the problem of people live there.
as far as I know, unless we're being lied to.
Yeah.
Colton.
Oh, and this person says Northern Ireland is the 1%. When people talk about the 1%,
Yeah.
talk about
Northern
Northern
Ireland.
Ireland. So next time someone starts talking about conspiracy theories and the 1%, you can go, you should respond with, I don't see what this has to do with Northern Ireland.
Right. Well, anyways, so I have my own conspiracy iceberg list,
Okay, yeah.
and it so happened to be generated by AI. This is from Reddit.
Those are my favorite things. I think generated.
So
by
here's
AIs.
some of the ones from the first tier of this list. And this is all AI conspiracy theories. Batman's Batman.
Is that Batman's Batman like Batman is Batman or
No.
Batman's
Batman. Apostrophe Batman. So his Batman.
Ah.
Or maybe it means, because that could mean Batman is Batman.
Yeah, is it? Yeah,
It depends on the
Is
context
it a conjunction or
Is it a conjunction or
the Batman that belongs to Batman?
here's one. This is a big one. Christian podcast. There's a conspiracy behind that.
They don't exist.
Dolphins are
I'll tell you that. There
Here's
is
a
no
good
such
one.
thing as Christian podcast. It's a theory.
dolphins are not human. Wow, I'm glad I know. Sci-fi movies from the 80s.
Back to the Future.
Man-made global warming 2012. Zombitch. This is from the second tier.
It's what? Okay.
The real world is like an illusion. I told you that one.
Yeah, I like that.
Here's a good one. The Illuminati have a secret. Don't believe Donald Trump's dog.
I didn't know he had a dog.
Creation of gravity. Jesus ate the earth. He ate the earth.
Oh.
Racist. Oh God. This is an definitely explicit episode, so don't worry about it.
Oh God.
Racists like to have sex with black men. That's probably.
Speaking of which,
fetish.
when you click on a Linktree and it pops up and says support race or anti-racism, support anti-racism, you should click on that link and explore.
Oh,
it.
we have a different one that supports the Ukrainian efforts.
Oh, is that
more.
what it is now?
Yeah, I changed it to be more relevant.
Oh.
Because that's a fucking.
I hate to
tragedy.
break it to you, but racism is still pretty relevant.
It is relevant, but I mean the stuff in Ukraine, man. Like,
I actually
just saying.
finally actually clicked on the link and found out what it was.
Good.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of not just charities, but also resources to learn.
Bible memes.
Oh,
Probably is.
I'm interested.
I can't say when, but stuff like the Mandela County. I mean, not the Mandela effect. That's a different thing. But Mandela count, the shapeshifter thing. What is it? Okay. There's this whole thing on YouTube. It's I forget what exactly the series is called. It's like Mandela County or like either way, it's this whole series on these shapeshifters that take over people. YouTube, yeah. No.
The Mandela Catalog.
Mandela Catalog, yes.
Okay.
And it's about Mandela Catalog.
It comes up when you search Mandela County, although Mandela County is a real place.
It is real, yeah, which is scarier. No, but there's stuff like the Mandela Catalog and the Monument mythos, like these weird analog Local 58 Monument mythos, these weird analog horror things. We definitely will cover, but I want to give I want to give real time and attention. So, like after we graduate, or at least we're done with school for the summer, we'll definitely get into that shit and do real good research on it because I don't want to besmirch these things.
Yeah. So
you know,
if it ever seems like we didn't do a lot of research for an episode, it's because we didn't. Because we're busy with like real life stuff.
But like for those,
like we said earlier, we don't get paid for this.
We will cover some good stuff. I've been looking into the Monument mythos that will be coming up because I know I told you about it and I was like, hey, check that out, man.
Yeah.
And more SCP stuff, of course, and like creepypasta. Here's a good one. The Earth is a giant ball of smoke. Dinosaur torture, quote unquote, in Canada. Kirk Douglas helped write The Great Gatsby.
Kirk Douglas,
whoever. Giant cats. Celestial monkey werewolves. That's another one on this list.
By giant cats,
this is a good one.
By giant cats, do they just mean like lions?
Maybe. There is a theory that giants were real in
I've
history.
Heard a little bit about that.
The Vatican and everything like covered it up.
Yeah,
and all those pictures of giants you see on the internet, like their skeletons, that's photoshopped. Okay, let's be real. But I mean, there could be giant. I don't know. Every culture talks about giants, which is a little sus. But also, every culture talks about gods and dragons and what have you. You know, everything. Here's a good one.
It doesn't take a very strong imagination to imagine
giant person
but big.
Person but big. Here's a good one. The devil was on your computer.
Shuts down my computer.
Yeah.
Podcast.
What does this one
right
mean?
There.
The moon is flat. Flat moon theory. Ooh.
We should get into that. Yeah.
People keep eating their own ass. Birds love caffeine. I do remember those ravens when we were camping. Little side story here. We went camping in Grand Canyon a couple years ago in March for spring break.
Yeah.
And these ravens got into our little coffee packets and they just went fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I do remember that. So birds probably do love caffeine.
They probably do. When I was in high school, I remember my freshman year, we had a courtyard where we would eat lunch and stuff. In freshman year, we had crows, hundreds of them, that would line up on the buildings waiting for lunch to end to swoop down and grab all the stuff.
The scraps.
And people thought it was freaky until the crows went away, and seagulls took their place.
Oh.
And that was worse.
They claimed the
because
territory.
Seagulls don't wait.
They'll just come right. No, seagull literally tried to steal my pizza slice.
The
from
crows are smart enough to wait until we all go to class.
No, but they'll steal it right from your hands. The seagulls, they don't care.
They're assholes. And they're stupid.
And stupid.
It's like a terrible combination.
Here's a crazy conspiracy from this iceberg. Buckets are real. Pigs in a blanket. Saucers suck. Here's a good one. Is the sun a ghost? U.S. government. Wait, here's the government. Here's the dark waters of the AI conspiracy theory list. The U.S. government had an affair in the 1970s. It sure did, and that affair is Vietnam. Don't want to get political. A group of men with no sense of smell. The nuclear bomb test killed 100 million. God evolved by natural selection. Fetuses are from another dimension. Bees can fly. They can.
Bees?
Bees, yeah. The sixth eye is the one that sees everything. The sun has been circling the earth since 1436.
Since 1436.
Since 1436, yeah, specifically.
What is unique about that year?
I don't know.
I wonder.
This is from the AI conspiracy list. Look up 1436, see what it says. Just 1436 facts, or because you can find like facts about every year. I know there's one year, like 1954 maybe, where the most boring day like happened. Like the most boring day in the world. But yeah, I'll definitely share these. I don't know how Instagram will like these pictures, but they're going to be, I'm going to do my best.
It doesn't seem like it was a super exciting war. Or, I mean, year. There were some people fighting.
Yeah, as usual.
Yeah. Some royalty was born.
And then here's the last one I want. Wait, where did it go? It was... Oh, here it is.
36, not 46.
Here's the last one out of the AI conspiracy list I want to mention. Star fucking math.
What?
That's it.
Wow.
But do you have any other conspiracies you want to talk about?
I don't have any other conspiracies I need to talk about.
I mean, there is plenty we could talk about. But I don't want to just breeze through stuff, because we do have lives outside of this. But anyways, that's about it. I will share the conspiracy iceberg list, though. It is a very big picture. I don't know how Instagram is gonna like that, but I'll do maybe I'll do little sections of it. Yeah, that might work.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's about it with our episode here.
The moon was built by aliens.
Oh yeah, there is a whole theory that the moon is an alien space station akin to the Death Star, like it's like a Death Star.
This just says the ocean at night.
The ocean at night.
I don't know what that means.
The ocean is a little freaky.
One of these problems with like these tier lists and iceberg lists is like
they don't explain anything.
Yeah. It'll just see the ocean at night. I'm like, I don't know.
You have to do more research.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mongolian swordsman is the Mad Baron reincarnated.
Huh.
The Incan Empire still rules Peru.
Probably.
French moon base.
French moon base.
Yes.
Ooh, they couldn't have their own moon base. Let's get real. Oh, there was something here in Tier 0 that I took notice of. Might have been the oxygen thing. It looks like you have a slightly different iceberg list.
God's ego death.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
All conspiracies are true.
There you go.
That confirms it. Yeah.
All conspiracies are true.
All of them.
Even ones that contradict each other.
Yep.
So,
because the triangle Earth theory.
Yeah, triangle.
That's true.
I think Earth is a donut, personally.
Yeah. That would make a little bit of sense because food is delicious, and you know what else is delicious is donuts.
Donuts. Yeah.
And the fact that foods are delicious probably is related to the Earth being shaped like something that is delicious. Yeah.
Yeah. Because why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, even though that's circular logic, because that's probably why donuts are delicious too.
if
donuts are delicious because
donuts
the
are
earth,
delicious
because the earth is shaped like a
the Earth
donut.
is shaped like donut.
And the
Therefore,
and the earth is shaped like a donut because donuts
donuts
are
are
delicious.
delicious.
Yeah.
That's it.
You can't argue me out of a circular argument.
No, you can't.
Because there's nowhere to go from there. And
Anyways, that's about it with this episode. We will see you next week with whatever we decide to do. I hope you like some of our commentaries.
It'll probably be drinking.
We will be drinking at least in whatever we do.
Yeah.
That's a guarantee. We will be drinking. Anyways, we will see you guys next episode. Stay frosty, my friends. Stay fresh.
I was thinking that to say that.
Yeah, stay frosty.
We're on the same wavelength. Here's a conspiracy theory for you to chew on. That the Odd Drunk podcast is actually only one person.
Yeah, we're just doing different voices the whole time.
There's no Jackson and Colton.
Well, there's one of us.
Yeah,
but who's
you
the
have
one?
to figure out which one of us is real.
Which one is real? That's
Yeah.
the question.
Okay.
All right.
This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. The Odd Drunk Podcast recommends you follow their Instagram and join their Facebook group for more fun content. To visit all of our current streaming and social media platforms, visit the Linktree in the description. If you enjoy the show, we would be appreciated it if you would leave a review on Apple Podcasts. The Odd Drunk Podcast would like to remind you to drink responsibly and not to drink and drive. Okay, Colton, you can roll the outro now.
Go home. Go to bed. Why are you still listening to this? The outro is over. We're not here anymore.
Yeah, it's been over for a while. I don't even have my headphones on anymore.
Jackson went home.
I went home.
That's not even him.
It's not even me.
It's just like the residual energy of him still in the room here.
Yeah, my residual energy is still here.
And
conspiracy.
And I'm sleep recording. It's like sleepwalking.
Yeah.
But you do it while you're asleep. And you're recording. It's sleep podcasting.
Sleep podcasting. That's a new.
Go to sleep.
Get out.